Hello guys, and welcome into day 10 of this full stack courier services application. In the last video we learned about controllers and we did our logic for parcels and our endpoint for the parcel, things that we do in a parcel controller. So in this video here we are going to look at background services. This should be the last video for backend so that we start integrating with the front end. So if you haven't gone through the other videos, kindly go back and see all the things that I have done from front end to up to here so that we start integrating with you in the same page or in the same board. So what we will do in this part, we just first of all learn about background services a little bit, and this is a topic that I find most of the time it is not addressed very much by tutorials in YouTube and in other courses like websites in courses that you buy in Udemy and Coursera, because I don't know why people usually don't touch about this, but it is very important. So if you haven't liked this video, please like and subscribe, because I'll just do my best to give you the knowledge that you require to understand this, and I'll show you how to use background services in your application, because it will make you a super developer. So just like, subscribe and hit that notification button. You already know what is coming. Let's get into the video. So in our background services, things that we'll do in background services, let me close this folder here. So things that we'll do here is that background services, for our background services, it will schedule tasks to do a certain things. For in our case, we will just send emails to our user. Maybe when the user sign into our application, it will send them an email. And I know this is a thing that you have seen in many applications. Let me say, let me open my inbox for my email, and already you will see some of the emails that I have got over a period of time from the subscription I have made or from other things that I have made. You already see these are emails that are sent, and they are being scheduled by these subscription companies or companies that you have registered with. So these are some of the things that you should know and you should take a very keen interest in. So that's the things that I wanted to show you. Now another thing that I wanted to show you is a package called cron, and this is the one that we are going to use. Cron in nodejs is the one that is being used or scheduling tasks. So we just say cron npm, just like that. So you just come here and open it, and before it opens, I just want to show you something that will help you to schedule tasks in using cron, and this is called cron tab guru or cron tab guru, just like that. And you can now practice scheduling tasks with this. They call it editor. So when you come here, you can already see how to schedule tasks. I won't go deeper in this because I have a task or I have a tutorial that I have shown everything about this cron tab and using cron in nodejs. So go back, look for that tutorial in my videos, and you just get everything that you need. So we'll be using this cron in order to schedule tasks. One of the tasks that we do, we just send email for the user when the user sign up in our application. So the best practice is to use background service, and our background service will be like a small backend for application. So where we start by creating the similar folder structure that we did, and we just, let me say, add here. What we'll do, we just initialize our TS or our Typescript. So to initialize, you already know by now it is TSC and dash in it, and when you do that, you already have this config file. So when you open your file here, you can already see in our background services folder we have this. Now we need to configure so that we know where to put the compiled JavaScript code and where to code our TypeScript code. So we just come here and comment this, and this root directory is where we'll be coding our TypeScript code, and we code it this. You need now to uncomment this module resolution. And another thing, just look for outer directory, this one. So remove these comments here and add .src, or this should be the list and the other one should be the source. Yeah, it should be the source, it's not the list. So we have src. So after that, now we can add those two folders. So the first folder is list and the other one is src. So just come here and write src, those two. So another thing now we need to add is, or we need to do, is to initialize a node application. So just say npm and then init and -y to accept everything. So let's generate our package.json so that we initialize our application here. So it should be done. By now. So now what we'll do is just start our watching mode for our TypeScript so that it compiles when we are coding. So it will just look for changes and then it will do the changes for us, or it will just compile our code for us. So okay, I need to close this one here. So now let's get into, let me close this one, and now we close this folder because we won't work on that for by now. So what we'll do now, let's start by installing packages that we need in our background services. So the first one should be, let me first of all clear everything. So we should do npm install or express nodemon, and we need Mssql, this one, and we need EJS because we'll be using template to send data like HTML into using our emails. And let me see this one here, it is called node clone. We use node clone here. So let me come here, add node clone just like that. And another thing that we should add, I don't think we have any other thing to add by now. If you need another package, you just add, but I forgot .env here, so let's add that. So by now it should install all those packages. And another thing, now we can come here just like we did with our backend, because this is just a backend, it's just that use it for other things, so like scheduling task. So let's add this one, Typescript here, or TS, and then we can just start coding here. So let me import express from express. I don't know if it has finished installing. And then another thing is import .env from .env and import cron from cron, just like that. Cron or node cron should be auto complete for us, so node cron, just like that. And another thing is link those okay. So now what we'll do is just const say something like up, and it should be having express. We should call this express just like that. And now you can see errors. We have errors here, but these errors need you can hover over it and you can see what you are supposed to do, or what they are telling you to do. So these errors are telling me what you should do. So let me first of all look for express again here. So just add it, and then you can just come here and you see this it is suggesting that you add these types, and this is because we are using TypeScript. So just come here in our terminal. It is not complete, so and it has not completed adding those packages. So what we'll do, just say app.reason, because we need to reason, and then you can give it a port of 8000. You see it is running on another port in our application. So let me add a callback function here, and we can say console log, and then we can give this express all background services is run on port 8000. Just to give you some information about our server there. So you see if it has completed installing. So now before it has completed, now we need to add some folders here. So let me add some folders, like we need to have our config, and this folder is where we give this config file for connecting to our database, and another one here we add is helpers. It won't have all the folders that we had in our backend, since it is just a small application. So another thing that we need here is email service that we keep this we keep the functionality for sending email here, and our TypeScript and our template. So we need to add a template here. So now it should be separate. It should be a folder inside this background service. So what we do, call it template, just like that. And now our template should contain one template should be for welcome. We call it welcome.ejs, just like that. And we need another one. So this one will be for delivered.ejs, just like that. So if you haven't maybe used a templates is just a HTML code used to send it helps to send HTML kind of template in your email. So if you go to your email, let me see, like this one here, and look for some of the emails, you find that the email comes with a template, a HTML template. So maybe let's call this, let me search for one that has this template. Let me look for one, and almost nowadays every email that is being sent by subscription companies or companies that you have registered for, they come with a template. So even in LinkedIn, you can already see here we have this template. This is just a template. It's an HTML that is sent using the email. So now we have already our two template here. So we have these templates not there, have these templates there. So what we'll do, we just copy this one first, this above here. So we just copy it, and you see it is a HTML. I didn't want to add this or to code this HTML with it because it would waste a lot of time. It's just HTML. So just add it there. You can see it's a HTML by default. So another thing that we need to add is this welcome template here. So we just come here from now this one down here. I had already added. So just copy all of it up to there and copy everything, copy it and paste it here, just like that. You will see this template when I will upload this GitHub, and you can reuse them. There is no problem. So I think now our packages has already installed. Yes, you can see it has finished installing them. So you can hover over this. If you see there's some errors here and they give you suggestion of a command that you should run, you just copy it, then come into the terminal here and then add it there, paste. Let's install again this one here. It should have, I know it's an error concerning the types because we are using Typescript, and it's okay. That one doesn't require the types. So .cron and this one node cron. So if you come here and hover over it, you can see this one. You should include these types here. So and then now you can see, you can come here and paste and it should install for you. So after that, now you need to connect with our database, and to connect with our database we'll include this config.ts file, yeah, just like that. And because I didn't want to start maybe typing those config file here, I had already looked for that file. It's something that you can search in internet and you can find it there. So let me copy it there, then copy it, and then you can paste it there. So it's just a small, no, it's not this one. I don't want this. Let me look it here. I had already added it here. So it's somewhere, yeah, it's this one down here. So from here, copy it until here or up to there. So just copy it and paste it there. So now we need to have this in our .env. So we need another .env. So what we'll do, just come there, add an .env here, and in our .env we need to have several things. So like this one, db user, it will be the same user with that we used with our backend, because we are using the same database. So add db user, and db user will be SA in our case. If you have another user in your scenario, then that's another thing, and they should not have that, should not have this quotes either. It should be just there as in the same way it is. So another thing we should add is this db password, and this db password is the same. So come here, add it here, and already have our db password here down here. Yes, strong password. So cut, even you can cut and add it there. Another thing that we need is db name. Yeah, so come copy it and add it here. So this db name is the one that you are seeing here, this Courier db. So you can just come here and paste and type Courier db. Okay, and it should be now okay. So now save on that, and let me close that for now. So another thing now we need is we need now a connection to our database, just like we did with our backend. We just use helper or just a script to help us connect with our database. So we just say database ts, and let me add it here. Let me add that here. The script here is it is this one here, is up to around there. So copy it and paste it there. We'll be using that one. So let me see what's the problem. So we have this one, we need to add the types. It's showing you that. So copy the type, add it here, and then paste. So we should include the types for Mssql. Another thing that we need now by default, we need a helper for sending email, and this also I covered in another video that I made for sending email using nodejs. So you can just go back and read more about sending emails, and you come back here, and if you won't understand, or you just watch this video a couple of times. So send email, send mail.ts, and this one we had already included somewhere here. Should be this one here, just here. So copy it until up to there. So okay. Now I think we are set. We can start coding. We can start now using our functionality. So let me see what's the problem. And the problem is because we haven't added this package called nodemailer. So you can just come here, add it, say npm install nodemailer. Simple as that. And I know it requires types. So let me first of all explain what is happening here. So when you are sending emails, now one of the things that you require is this transporter. You need to create this transporter here, and that's what we are doing here. And after you are created transporter, we are returning that transporter, and then we are doing some configurations here. After configuration, we have we have created this function to help us verify the transporter and then send this email or send the mail using these message options which it is required here. But I will show you what is this message option. I'll just show you when we are continuing with this tutorial. So now you need to add types here. So just copy it, come here in our terminal and add that. So paste it. Let's install the types. So that should be okay by now. So let's come in our index here, and now you already see we can start using this server here. So now what we'll do, now you can see already we don't have anything in our list. So now we need to watch and then run our program. So first of all, we need to add this command here for just looking for watching our code, our Typescript code, and then compile it to JavaScript. So when you just go back, you can see it has already compiled. So if you look here, you can see this jumble trouble or just code that you can't understand, but don't worry, we won't deep dive on this, and you don't require to know something here. This is just a JavaScript, normal JavaScript, but it has been compiled. So let me close that, and maybe close that because it is scary. So just come here now, we just run it, and we'll be running our already compiled JavaScript. That's why you see we are going inside our disk and then index.js, because that one is the compiled JavaScript, because you can't be able to run TypeScript. Our node doesn't understand what TypeScript is because it's just a superscript of JavaScript. So now what we'll do is just create a function here. Let me call it const run, and this one should be an arrow function. Okay, so let's add it there. And after that, now we just come here and run that function. And inside this function now, what we can do, we can schedule a task here. So we just say cron dot schedule, you can see, and the first argument here should be this task, which represents the time you want the program to run. So we just give stars as this, and then the second one should be a callback function. And this callback function, now you can say, you can add whatever another function that you want it to run after that specified amount of time. So just say console log, and then you can add something like run task or specific, or we have run a schedule, just like that, schedule, just like that. Now this one should be an arrow function also, it is a callback. So now when we add that and come into our terminal, we see some it will start printing. But before that, I just want you to come and read more about Chrome and how it can be helpful. So this one is Chrome. You can see how you can just schedule tasks. You can even schedule a program that will be running once in a year, once in a month, once in a day, or once in a hour, one in a minute, or even one in a second, if there's something like that makes sense. So that's how you use this cron to schedule tasks. And one example is where you find a company that you have registered, maybe a service or subscription. They send you an email, maybe it's a holiday, and they send you an email. Maybe it's a Thanksgiving holiday, and they will send you an email, hey, happy Thanksgiving Day, and those emails come with their name. So after that, now after you do all this, you just understand what I mean. So this does, or this asterisk should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be 5. So let me. It is 5, so it's correct. So should have printed. You can see it has printed, and this is running after I think 1 minute. But just come in your cron tab guru and then play with it, and you know you just have a knowledge on how to use the scheduling part of your application, or do you know how to schedule tasks using this cron. So after that, now what we'll do, we just start coding. And now what we'll do, just come here in our email services here. Let me close that, let me close this too. So I am interested in this. So what we'll do here, I need to create one. This is for the email for welcoming the user. Before I forget, because I forget a lot of most of the time. So let me first of all let me close that one. Let's go here in our helpers, and where we were creating our transporter and our configuration for sending email. So if you come here, you can already see we need two things here. We need an email that will be sending the email and the password, and this password is not the normal password for your email. So what you do, just come in your maybe an email that you want. I will use my email, the one that I don't use most of the time. So what you do here, just come down some email here, and some email like this one here. So maybe we want to send email using this email here, and it doesn't matter. It can be a Gmail email, or it can be a Gmail account. It can be any email that you feel like. You just need to see the configuration for the same. So after that, you can just come here to manage account. Just open that. After that, now you just come in the security. When you come to security, first thing you should do is to have enabled this two-step verification. This is a requirement in order to get the password. So after that, now you just add password. You need to just look for password creation. So let's see some thing here, or some of this email or this password. Where to create it? It should be here. I don't know, somewhere. So I have decided to use another email because I think that email I have already created the password. So when you get into your email, so you just come here in app passwords, then just click that right there. It will ask you to sign in. So I don't remember the password for this email, so let me use another email. So your email should have this part here. After two-step verification, you should have these app passwords here, and you can just come there and it will prompt you to sign in. So let me sign in, and after that, now let's sign in like that. And after that, now you can come here and select device. Maybe let's select Windows computer, because that one we are using Windows computer, and we need to add mail here. And then when you click generate, it will give you a password that you will use in our application here. So we just add that password here in our .env, an email. So first of all is an email that we'll be using to send emails. So let me call this email. Let me use my email, just like this one here, and the password, the password that you have generated there. So I won't add anything relevant here, but that password should do something like this one here, something of the sort, just characters. Just copy it and just paste it here. So after that, now I won't include my password here because of security issues. So after that, now we can continue with what we were doing. So let me save it. So after that, now then let us close this and this. So let's come into our email service. The first one that we'll use is welcome. So it should be welcome.ts there. So after that, so let's start coding this email here. So what we require EJS, because we'll be using template. So EJS, and this EJS comes from EJS. You can see that, and it requires types. So we just copy this one here, that command, come to a terminal, and you see it is having error there. So add it there and type add types. Another thing that we require is this Mssql from Mssql, just like that. And another thing that we require is .env. So we require .env from from .env, and import another thing is connection from our helpers connection package or script. So from just helpers and then database, just like that. So the last thing that we need is import, and we need to import config. This one here, we need to config and then config there, just like that. And from here we want SQL config, or I don't think even we need it, but let's first of all add it there. So after that, now we just I'll say .env and .config there, and now we can go and create an interface. So first of all, let me import, before I forget, we need another thing that is send mail from our helper, and send the configuration or the transporter that we'll be using to send the email. So after that, now just come down here and create an interface, call this an interface, and this interface is for user. So because we will use it somewhere, I will just show you. So from user we can get an ID of number, we just get another field which is name, which is a string. We have another email field that is email, and this is a string, and we need a role, this one here, string, it is a string, and we have register, that is register, and it is a number, if you remember. So after that, now we can create a function, and this function will be the one that we use in our scheduling task. So we just say const welcome email, just like that, and then we say async and an arrow function, so just like that. And now we need to do something, that is we just go into our database and get all the users. So we just say user, and give this user type, this interface here, user. And then now what we'll do, just if you remember, you are using db.exec, and should be db.exec. It is auto-completing for me, and I don't want that, so just do that. So let me try something here. So just say db, and then I'll just first of all move that exec, just like that. And we haven't created this db, so we need to create this const db, which is equals to new. We need a new instance for a database connection there. So that's all. And then now what we require here, so I don't know what is happening, it's never used, it's okay. Now we need to say db.exec, yes, that. And we had this procedure called user check, and this is checking for the user who has a register column that is 0. So it will look for any user who has exec has a register entry that is 0, meaning that the user has registered, but he or she has not received an email. So after that, now we can say dot record set, just like that, and we can now continue. Just call these users because they become from our database. So after that, this one should be an array because it is array that is containing this user. So just now loop. So just come here and when we say let user of users to loop through, just like that, and then from there now we can start using template. We say ajs.render file because we want to render file before it's sent to an email, and this is where you can include your template. Your template as a first argument, we call it template. You can see here template, and another thing is welcome. You need to use welcome, or we call it welcome. Yeah, it should be small letter there. So welcome should be welcome.ejs. So the second argument is if we have this, we have any argument that we want to add in our template, and we want to add user.name so that we address the user with their name, and the other one is just a callback function, and this callback function should return to argument that is email, that is error, or data, just like that. And this one we should include here async, and this one should be a callback function, just like that. And now from inside here we can start coding, but before that I just want to show you where we are using this name user.name. And when we come here in our template and open this welcome template that we are using, you can see where we are going with this, and this is we just adding the argument, and these are how you add those arguments in your template. In EJS we just write this out, this equal sign and whatever, this greater and less than sign and percentage, and you can use the argument just like that, and that argument you can get it from this. After now this template, and you have added this argument here template, and now you can add argument, and then you can add the callback. But if you don't have an argument that you want to add, you just keep this part here. So now what we need to do here, we just need to add message option here, and this message options is the one that will specify what we want to send. So it's an object. This object should have first it should have things like from, where that email will be from, or the email that will be sending. It should come from process.env.email, just like that. And another thing, it should be to who, so it should be from user.email, because we are looping through the email. So at that specific time, if it has found a user here, user who has a register entry that is 0, then it should send the email. So that's why we are looping here, because it will just look for those users who have an entry of 0, meaning they have registered but they haven't received the email. Then another thing that you should add now here is subject. And subject is the same as the email, the normal. Now we just say welcome, and to send it just like that, our application. And another thing that you can add is now HTML, and this HTML is the one that we now carry the data, or HTML, and this one we are getting from this data here. So let me go down here and show you other things that you can add. You can add an attachments, and this can be PDF, can be docs, and all that. So it's just, it will take an array, it is just an array, and this attachment can include file name, and file name is the name of the file that you want to send. So just come here, add, maybe let me say parcel, or send it .txt. And another thing that we want to add is content, and this content can include welcome, just like that. It's just for showing you how to use this email. So let me remove that and add it in a object, because it's an object. Now this can send have configured our message option. Now the other thing that you require, or you need now, is to send the email. So we just say try, and now catch. So what we do here now, we just await, and then we just send email, and this will come from our helper. And now here we require this message option, where I have told you that I will show you where that message option will come from. If you remember here, I told you you will see where this message will come from. So we just go back, and now we can send our email just like that. But remember, after we have sent, we need to add one into our register entry, because we don't want the other time that our application or our background services is looking through, it find the same user who it sent the email having an entry of 0, so that it send another email. That's won't be working correctly. So because we just send one email for the user who has registered, we don't keep sending the email. So just say await, and then just say db.exec, and you remember we had this sub procedure called update user, and what it was doing, it was just adding one into the registry or a register entry. That is, after that, now it required an ID, because it should know who the user to add an entry of, or a register of 1. So just add an ID, and it should take it from user ID, just like that. And no, this is this error, so you should include the ID there, and should be having an ID there. So it should be update user. First of all, it should be like that, update user. Let me see, and our stop procedure, what we call this, or what is required, because we are having some error. So just come here in our stop procedures. So in our DB stop procedures, and then look for update user, stop procedure that is called update user. So update parcel. So can't see it here. Okay, update parcel. date parser, user check this one here. You see we have used this one. Oh, it's here now. So what we need is we need to set this register to 1, where id is equals to id, and we require only one argument here, and this is id. So what we'll do, we just go back here, and let me close that one, come here. So we need to have this id, and it's not assignable to a type of string. So I know where this come from, and this comes from here, so you can just give it a string there, and you already see it is fixed. Okay, no, it is giving us error, but it can be just like that, and it will have solved our problem. So what happens here is that we have this function here that is looping through our database, and then after that it is using nodejs, configure the template and giving it an input or argument of this name, and then it has this callback that either has error or data, and it proceeds with the configuration, these message options that require this input here or keys that is from the message the email is coming from to user, or the user, or where the email is being sent to, subject, just like normal email, how you send it, because it need to know where that email is coming from, to where the subject, and things like attachment if you want to include. So now you have this function, and what we can do is you can just save. And now I know you asking yourself, why are you going to use this function? But you should come here in our index, and this is where we are scheduling, so we should include it here. So include welcome email, just like that. But no, we have not exported it, so just come here, go until here, and say export default, and we need to export welcome email, just like that. And now you can now add it here, welcome email, just like that, and you can just call it that way. But for now, because we don't have that function, and it won't do anything. If you look at the terminal, you have seen how many times this cron job has run before we interrupted it. So those are the things that it should have done, or it is how the cron job works. So another thing that we want to add is a delivery or delivered.ts. This one is the email that will be sent when the user or the parcel reaches the destination, so that it will notify the person who has sent and the person who is supposed to receive that their parcel have arrived at the destination, so that they can arrange on how the parcel will be collected. So now you need to add this function here and just do the same thing that we did. So just come here now, and now import things that you are using. So let's say nodejs from nodejs, just the same thing, nodejs, and then just import Mssql from Mssql there. So another thing is .env from .env. Another thing is need to import, or we don't want it's not a must to import that. So we need to import send mail, just like that, and it is as imported for us. So we need to import connection from our helpers database. You see we are not repeating the code because we have helpers. So everything that we need to repeat, or we can repeat or use the code, we put it in our helpers. So after that, now we need to import or add a new instance of connection. So db is equals to new and connection, just like that. And then after that, now you can say .env and give it a config, just like that, and configure it. After that, first of all, let me see if I have added that config here. Okay, I have added. So let me format this code first of all. It's okay. So now after that, we need to create an interface for our parcel, and this one is called it a parcel. And we could have created another folder here for interface, but it's not a must, and it's not that important for now because this is a very small program. So what we do is add ID, which is a number. We need sender email, and this one is a string. We need receiver email, which is also a string. We need location, which also is a string. We need a receiver email, a string, and we need a track ID, which is also a string, and we need another field that is weight or dispatched. Let me say location or destination, which is a string. And we need a dispatched date. Yeah, so this dispatched date should be a string, and we need a weight, which is a number, and we require price, which is a number, and we require markers, which is a string, just like that. And another thing is our status, which is a number, and we need deleted, which is a number, just like that. But we have two errors here, and this because we added this twice, so it should be like that. I think it should be okay. Now from there, you can create the function. This function is called const delivered email, and it should be async, and we have this function. So first of all, we need to get every parcel in our database. So it's db and all parcels, and this should be an array of type parcel, like that. And we need to say db.exec, and the name of store procedure, it should be check parcel. If you remember, you can go into a store procedure and get it. So .record set, just like that. And then now what we'll do first of all is to create a email list. So just say email, then just give it an array of string, and we should put it as empty. So after that, another thing that we need to do is that we need to, so now what we need to do is just to loop. So just say for, and then let parcel of parcels, just like that. And then now when we are looping, now we can first of all start by creating this nodejs.render file. And by now what you should know what this nodejs requires. Well, first of all, it is template as the first argument. Should be templates, and should have it should be of derived.nodejs, and we are getting it from here, so you already know. So the other argument is our arguments, and this should come, we should add something like track ID or track ID just like that, and this one should be from parcel.trackID there, and that's okay. The other thing is, now we need a callback function, async, and this is a callback function. This callback function should have 2 arguments, or should return us 2 arguments, data and error. So after that, we don't have to do anything with the error. So what we do, we just have this configuration, and I won't type because already we had used it here. So let me copy this here, copy, because it's just the same thing. We just come here, copy it and paste it here. We want for repetition, but now we need parcel dot sender email. We'll be sending to email, so it will be sender email sender email first of all, or receiver email, whatever you want to start with. So after that now you come down here, try catch. So you need to come down here, and now let me first of all scroll down. So what you need to do, you need to wait, and then send email or send mail, and you first of all give it a message option, just like that. And then now you can add this, or we can execute db.exec, and now what you need to add, which sub procedure you want is to update parcel, just like that, and or parcel status, because there are 2. You have update parcel and you have parcel status, and this one now will update from a status of 0 to a status of 1, that is, or status of 2. So after that, now after that, we need now to go here in our catch error, and then maybe you can say console log dot error, just like that. But now remember, we need to send 2 emails, because we need to send also to the receiver, and we need to send to the sender and the receiver of that parcel. So what we'll do, just come down here and then create another one, nodejs or some nodejs, and then say render file, and we'll be using the same template. So we say template just like that, templates, and then delivered ej.ts, oh no, ejs, delivered ejs, and then the other is another thing is argument. It's the same argument, so it's just the track ID, and this track ID should come from parcel and track ID. So the other argument is a callback that require error and data. So after that, now you can call this callback function here and start by adding this message option here. So just copy it. We won't start typing again because we have already done it, and it is the same thing. So let me paste it there. So after that, now what we should add, or what we should do now, we can try and do try catch. Just say try and catch. So just come here, and what should be here, inside here. So try catch, and the first thing that we need to do is await. You should await and send email, there, and give it message option, same message option. And another thing is we need to await. Now you see we have an error because we haven't added here async. We don't have async here in this callback function here, async. So that's why we are receiving that error. So now we need await. Can say await, and now we can execute this exec here, this stop procedure there. So what it will do, just do the same thing, update status or update parcel status, just like that, and then catch error here. You can console log this error there. So after that, now I think it's okay, and what we should now do is export this function, export default, and then this is delivered email, just like that. And now you can just format this code. So it's already formatted. So now I think that's okay, and I think video is getting longer. So you use the same function here. So just come here and say delivered email. It is auto completing for you, so you should add it here. So after this period of after 1 minute, it will just come into, it will call this function, and this function is right here. So it just look what this function is doing. So it just come here and go to the database, check for those users that have an entry of 0 in the register, and then it will just take all of them, store them in array, look through them, and send the email. And after that, update that entry to 1, so that the next time it is looping, already it won't take those users with that register of 1, an entry of 1, and keep them in array, because it is just this user check is checking for those users that have an entry of 0 only. So you see how, or you can see how efficient it is, because it is only checking for those users that have an entry of 0 in the registry column. that is period. So that's how it is working. And another thing is it after that 1 minute, then it will just come here, look for this delivered function, come here, just go through the same process and go into database, check for these parcels. These parcels are the parcels that have a status of 1. That will be because as admin, when the parcel gets to the user or gets to the destination, we need to update the status, and our status should be after it has been delivered. We should update the status to be having a status of 1, and then after that, now our background services will be checking the parcel that have an entry of 1 in status column, and it will keep them in array. Come down here, send the email, and then update the status to be having a status of 2, so that the next time it is dropping, it won't find the parcel that has been delivered and the email has been sent. So that's the working of these background services, and that's how our background services is working. So that's all that I wanted to show you in this video. Remember, before we start integration, I'll just show you how this is working, but we'll be using Postman, and then we'll just have like 2 videos for integration, and our project will be over, and you'll have this full stack application. Remember, the code is in description, and you can just go check where you're going wrong, and you can ask questions in comment section, and I will answer. So after that, now you'll be power user. You know another way of creating powerful softwares, because you have already seen what building complex softwares entails. So with that, thank you for coming all this way and giving me your time. After now, this will be having integration part, and I'm so much happy. If you haven't liked this video, like, comment, and you already know what is coming next, so subscribe. Thank you guys, have a great day.